What is up, guys? It's your boy Kiro, and I know that your time is super precious, so we're gonna go straight into it. Rush is a Shopify shipping software, but it's not your typical Shopify shipping software. We're proud to help thousands of Shopify merchants right now save up to 15 hours per week on customer support tickets, and at the same time boost their AOV and lifetime customer value on autopilot. And how is all that possible? Well, with a pretty complex set of features that we've implemented into the software that is gonna help you out day in, day out, 24/7, 365. Going from a custom branded tracking page, completely customizable, it's part of your store as a page, not on a subdomain. Ability to customize the order confirmation page in order to squeeze the best out of it in terms of providing compelling copy and content, and also good order statuses ASAP the moment that your customers are gonna place an order with your store. Set proper expectations with your customers, be transparent, because this is gonna go a long way, and this is naturally gonna boost the satisfaction score with your current buyers, and naturally is gonna increase your retention. Some other cool features like our built-in smart triggered email and SMS notifications, along with the fact that we provide deep integrations with email service providers like Klaviyo and Omnisend, and we provide also functionality through their mediums like email, SMS and push notifications. Coming up quite soon, we're gonna have SMS bump as well. You're gonna be enjoying upsells and cross sales built in as feature inside of the app. Pretty much you can provide your customers with more complementary products and more reasoning for them to come back, look up the order status on your tracking page and consume and buy more products. You're gonna be able to send review request emails according to actual delivery dates. This is pretty handy because we know that you guys are probably using one of the most popular review apps currently at the moment inside of the Shopify ecosystem, like Looks, Judge Me, Yotpo, Okendo, Unip, Reviews.io, etc. So anything that you're using right now, we're pretty much gonna handle it in order to support these review requests on the fly, which technically increase by 10-20% the amount of people who are gonna come back and leave a review and boost your social proof and credibility. On the other hand, you're gonna be enjoying the last mile carrier updates and notifications, pretty handy for people who are dropshipping from China for the most part, but also if you're doing international shipping and you're sending your shipment and parcel from the US to Europe. You're gonna be updating your customers with the most recent last mile carrier updates notifications, and once again you're gonna be building that satisfactory score on steroids. As I've mentioned already, deep integrations with Klaviyo, Omnisend, SMS bump coming up quite soon. We're gonna touch base on our dashboard. We're gonna speak about the smart delivery estimate, also known as estimated time of arrival, which we're super bullish on, and we think that it's a great conversion booster first of all, and in the upcoming Black Friday Cyber Monday season it's gonna definitely help you out quite a lot. Last but not least is the opportunity to have your tracking number synchronized with PayPal on the fly. We know that we delayed a little bit on that specific feature. It's because we are working on finalizing the paperwork currently with PayPal to become official partners, and we're gonna be the first Shopify shipment software to provide such a feature that will be natively integrated with PayPal through an API integration. Couple of more slides, guys, before we're gonna jump into the product itself. Let's speak about the Rush post-purchase optimization, and technically this is your buyer's journey once they place an order with your store. They're gonna end up first of all on a thank you page, your order confirmation page, where, as I said in the first couple of slides, you can provide full customization in order to provide clarity and transparency and set the proper expectations about your transit times, when your buyers can expect the order to get delivered, and second of all, you can immediately send them to your custom branded tracking page. On the other hand, this is like the natural process. They're gonna get an order confirmation email, which technically is the email that people are gonna receive once an order has been placed. But guess what? Just because we created a custom event called Rush New Order No Tracking Info Available event, you can literally the first minute create a track your package button inside of the copy of the email and bring them back to your custom branded tracking page where once again you can set the proper expectations and let your buyers know when to expect a new update about the shipping status, and also provide them another good reason for them to be satisfied and build that trust on scale. Next are the shipping confirmation emails. Emails like pending status, in transit, out for delivery, delivered, and some use cases like it's in transit for more than 7 days or 5 days or 10 days. Send an email out or send an SMS out, let the buyers know that there is a little bit of delay happening, but you're gonna take care of them. On the other hand, people who are doing international shipping, aka drop shipping, you can take advantage of the that custom type of emails, and you can let your buyers know that the parcel is currently going through from customs, but it's gonna get delivered in the next couple of days. You will be amazed how much money these kind of emails can make to your bottom line. And on the other hand, once again, you're building the trust with your customers and you're giving them another reason for them to come back over time and spend more money with your brand. After that, it's the beautiful moment of the unboxing, where if your quality products are really dialed in, your customers are gonna remain happy and you can continue on communicating with them couple of days after the parcel has been delivered, asking them for a review, or I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 days later, you can just create what is known as a win-back campaign in order to notify your customers once again and just ping them to come back and look up for more complimentary products or consume some content, or just provide them with an announcement of an upcoming event like Christmas or Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you name it. This is also a good way to communicate in regards to loyalty and referral programs. They're working like a charm, and you can tightly connect them to the delivery date to make sure that your personalization is going to be on point every single time. With that being said, like the typical site, so I'm gonna provide some scarcity, but you get the whole point. You don't need to neglect your customer once the purchase is completed, because technically this is gonna be losing you money. What you see on the left hand side on the screenshot, like the typical shipping notification emails or the post-purchase emails, technically are gonna get these beautiful 50+% open rates. And as statistics are showing, 75% of the shoppers, your customers, state that clear communication is the key to a good delivery experience, with 38% expecting to get notified immediately in an event of an issue. The expectations for the upcoming Black Friday Cyber Monday 2021 season are to have 20% of all packages being delayed. It's a bold statement, but it's gonna create a whole lot of mess in the upcoming 3-4 months up until the end of the year. So take advantage of these emails, because these emails are first of all making money. Second of all, Rush is the only software right now available in the Shopify ecosystem that provides the deep integration that you guys need in order to come up with different use cases from the whole information that we're gonna carry on from the shipping carriers in order to communicate better with your customers, meaning that once again you can be separating the domestic shipping notifications with international shipping notifications. You can use the estimated time of arrival within the copy of the emails to set proper expectations. Once again, you can communicate issues and events like it's in transit for more than 10 days, send an email out. But once again, as you can see on my screen, 50+% open rate and 17+% click-through rate on the low end every single time when you're going to be hitting your customers with these type of shipping notifications. Once again, guys, give your customers full transparency with smart triggered email, SMS and push notifications. You will be amazed how much money you can make out of them. And once again, I'm gonna repeat myself over and over again, but build that trust and credibility with your customers. They're gonna reward you back with coming back to your store, spending more money, and you're gonna be enjoying building a beautiful brand for the next couple of months, years to come. What you see on the screen are just results that are super typical every single day that we're getting out of our customers. On the left hand side, you can see a case study of 62.6% open rate flow for the order delivered event, which is making right now $1.18 per recipient. So if you have to make the math, it's super easy. If you send 1,000 emails to 1,000 buyers and gonna just make $1,000. Easy as that. These emails are just printing money. Also on the right hand side, couple of Russian transit flows created inside of the Klaviyo system, making as much as $4 per recipient. So it's literally printing money, and what we're seeing across the board right now, guys, it's between 10 and 50x return on your investment based upon your subscription plan that you're gonna have with Rush. And at the end of the day, our software is just gonna pay for itself. Easy as that. And if you need some help with the whole setup, our support team is gonna definitely be there for you guys to provide as much clarity and information as possible. Plus, we're building our knowledge base every single day with beautiful articles that are super easy to follow in order to get the best out of the software. Something pretty interesting, guys, is the fact that a single customer will check their order status page at least 2 to 4 times before the parcel is gonna get delivered, meaning that a single buyer is gonna come back to your tracking page at least 3 times, on average 2.66 times. And you have such a great opportunity to provide them with more information, with more content, with more social proof, build that trust and credibility, and at the same time get the eyeballs to provide them with more complementary products, upsells and cross sells, which are gonna add more bottom line revenue for your brand, which is gonna increase the lifetime customer value either way. Now it's time for you to see the software from the inside out. Our application is available on the Shopify App Store. You can pretty much go over there, install the application. Once you install the application, you're gonna see a couple of tabs: the dashboard, the shipments, the analytics, the settings, the billing. That's gonna provide some more functionality for you to play with. But on the dashboard, you're gonna see some performance and some initial information that might be important for you in an event of shipments with more than 2 weeks without no updates, shipments with no updates for 3 weeks, etc. Plus, you can see how many unfulfilled orders you have at the moment in order to communicate better with your suppliers, with your warehouse, with your supply chain. And if you have some issues for some shipments with exception status, you can review them ASAP and make sure that you're gonna address concerns and the problems and protect your revenue, because you're not gonna provide more reasoning for your buyers to come back and open a dispute, open a chargeback, or whatever the case might be with your payment gateways, because you have a good bird's eye view about what's happening across the board with our shipments in one place. We are also localized by default. Pretty much you can go to, let's say, Francais, and your application is going to be in French ASAP. So I'm going to switch back to English because I'm not super familiar with French, but we have more than 20 languages right now supported on the backend and also on the front end when it comes down to having your tracking page translated into your buyer's native language. On the other hand, going to the Shipments tab, you're gonna have a good visibility about what's the current status of your orders. You might gonna look some of them up. You'll see a label that is gonna provide the current status of the shipment. You're gonna see the logo of the carrier itself, the order total, and also the order shipping address. You can also play with the filters on the right hand side. If you want to specify a specific shipping carrier, you can do so. It's gonna filter down by carrier, you can filter down by date, like sky's the limit to have good visibility. And in this case, I'm gonna just look one up for the sake of the demo. It's gonna open in another tab and it's gonna load the current shipping information for that specific tracking number. And this is what we're super proud of. It's our last mile carrier notification system. So if you want to learn more about the last mile carrier notification system, hit up the knowledge base or just contact support and our guys are gonna help you out ASAP. Because it's probably gonna take me an hour to go through the demo, but I just want to squeeze as much as possible and to provide as much clarity in regards to how you can use Rush to your best advantage. Under the settings tab, guys, you're gonna see all the different features and tools that you need in order to have an exact setup based upon your preferences. You're gonna see our integrations with apps like Cogsy, our official integration with Shipments. You're gonna see how you can play and customize the Shopify order status thank you page, also known as the order confirmation page. You're gonna see simple buttons to connect with PayPal to enable the smart email notification system. Scrolling a little bit down, you're gonna see the Omnisend integration along with the Klaviyo integration, the upcoming push out integration, and all the other beautiful integrations that will help you out a lot in your journey. Go inside of the tracking page configuration. All you need to do is just hit that button, and you're going to be presented with a couple of styles that you're going to set up for your tracking page, which once again is part of your website and your store, not on a subdomain or something like that. With that being said, guys, once you click on pick another, you're gonna see three options. The first one, we're calling it modern. The second one, we're calling it traditional. And we have the traditional one, also known as do it yourself, which basically is gonna provide you with the option to have complete access to the code of the tracking page, and you can make your own customization. I'm gonna go through all of them quickly because it's important for you to understand what you're gonna get as an outcome, and after that we're gonna continue with all the other important features that are gonna further supplement the tracking page on its own. So I'm gonna go into the modern one. I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna select it. You're gonna be presented with two options, the dark and the light mode. I'm gonna go with the light mode. I'm gonna click save. So this is the light mode, guys, but at the top you're gonna see a toggle which your customers can use to go from light to dark mode. If you want to make and apply some more customization, there is going to be a custom CSS field which is completely accessible, and you can be changing some canvas fonts whatsoever. How you can apply the changes, guys, it's pretty easy. Going back to the settings of the application, scroll a little bit down, look for customizations, click enable, add the CSS code you want to have, click save, and once you go back to your tracking page, you're gonna see a bunch of canvas and elements with already updated CSS code. And once you go back to the settings of the layout, guys, you're gonna see some more settings that you can definitely play with, like adding a logo or just adding your name at the top, which is gonna apply the brand name on the modern layout tracking page. You can add your store and brand phone number. You can add a second link, which is gonna go back to the contact us page for the most part, but you can just set it up to any other page on your store. Scrolling down, you can specify how your customers can look up the order information by customer email, order number, customer phone, etc. You can enable localization. As I said a couple of minutes ago, we do provide the option for you to translate your tracking page into multiple languages. And scrolling down, you can disable these options, which refers to the international carriers and also to the last mile carriers, and also typically to the first mile carriers, in terms of, you know, showing the logo, showing the international carrier information, showing the tracking number, etc, etc. Pretty much straightforward. Once again, look up the knowledge-based articles. They're definitely super helpful, and you can set up your tracking page in a matter of a couple of minutes. Scrolling down, we're gonna take a minute to speak about a feature which is super important for people who are still doing dropshipping from China. Technically, you can blacklist China as a continent, as the first location of where the shipment is gonna be sent out. So all you need to do is go over here, type in China or any other country or continent regardless, and what you also need to do is have a first checkpoint city, which is gonna show as the first city where the item is technically gonna be going out from. So in this case, I'm gonna go, let's say, with Berlin, Germany. I'm gonna select it, click save, and bam, that's basically it. So the next time your customers are gonna get notified with order status updates and go back to your tracking page, they're gonna see Berlin, Germany instead of China, up until the moment that the item is out of China and we are getting some more updates from other cities. So technically we're gonna continue on showing the most relevant information on your tracking page for your customers. Then if we scroll a little bit down, you're gonna see a section called tracking and analytics, which can enable a bunch of pixels which are super important for your tracking information. Some pixels like Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, Google Remarketing Code, Facebook Pixel. This way you can easily track the behavior and the user journey, and you'll get to know a little bit better how powerful a tracking page like that can be for your store and brand, and how you can take the maximum out of it. And scrolling a little bit down, There is gonna be a map location feature. It's only available for the modern layout, just because we're using a map as a background. So you can click on the learn more. You're gonna be sent to the knowledge base to understand exactly what no location or the shipping address and current carrier location mean. On that note, guys, let's have a look into the traditional page. Once you go again and pick another one up, click on traditional, you're gonna be presented with 4 options like the classic, the bold, the casual, and the lively. I'm gonna go with the classic. I'm gonna click select and I'm gonna click save. And once I go back to the tracking page, I'm gonna look it up again, and you're gonna be presented with a native traditional layout, which is completely accessible between your native header and your native footer inside of your website and your brand on Shopify. What you see here, guys, is once again the order status updates, and on the right hand side there is gonna be the items in the order plus a call to action button to bring back the people back to the same product if they want to purchase it again. Scrolling down, you're gonna see frequently bought together and recommended products. These are the upsells and cross sells that are completely customizable on the back of the app, and I'm gonna show how in a second. Under the settings, if you scroll a little bit down, you're gonna see upsells and cross sells. Click configure, and from here you're gonna have the option to create upsells and cross sells both for the tracking page and also for the email notification that you're going to be pushing out either from Klaviyo or Omnisend or from our internal email notification system, which we're going to speak about in a bit. But for the most part, it's pretty much straightforward. You can select between the recommendations, the newest collection. This is a functionality coming up from Shopify natively, or create your own custom collection. Select it from the menu over here. I'm going to look for Adidas and I'm going to select, and that's basically it. It's gonna get updated on the fly. Now let's have a look into some specific case studies, guys, and what your customers are gonna experience once they end up on your tracking page and they're gonna look up the order information. Assuming that I'm a returning customer on that specific demo store, I'm gonna click track my order, and Rosh is gonna look into the database and see how many orders and shipments that specific merchant has with your brand and store, and we're gonna showcase all of them in a view like that. So technically they can go from the newest ones to the ones that are already been delivered. If they click on one of them, they can scroll down, look up once again the order information, see what items they have purchased, and they can go and look another order that is currently being in fulfillment, or maybe it's, I don't know, delivery appointment, whatever the status might be. As you can see, with a simple click, the most relevant information in regards to the order that they're trying to get some information for is gonna get presented. Another use case, guys, which a lot of customers are asking, is how we can track multiple fulfillments into a single order. It's pretty easy to be done, and I'm gonna show you how in a second. I'm gonna look up 1107 for the sake of the demo, and in this case we can see 3 parcels with 3 tracking numbers being shipped to your customer. So technically, if you're gonna separate your orders into multiple fulfillments, nothing to worry about. We're gonna always show the most relevant information in regards to the current shipping information to every single of these fulfillments. Now I realize that the video is taking a little bit long, but I want to be super transparent and open with the possibilities and the functionality of Rush. So let's take a look into the third option, which is the do-it-yourself. Once I click on it, you can pretty much select one of these 4 options here. Just run with the classic one, and this is where the beauty and the magic is gonna happen. We're gonna unlock the code. For anyone with enough depth knowledge in regards to CSS, JavaScript, to add some customization on your tracking page and to move some blocks and elements around in order for you to get the best out of it. I'm gonna show an example of an artwork that we've provided to a client of ours called Primal Harvest, a great supplements brand, and they're just enjoying the final piece of the tracking page that they have built, and we've provided the functionality for them to build it up. Again, this is a page on your store, guys, not on a subdomain, and this is exactly what Primal Harvest were able to achieve using the Rush functionality. And if I scroll up and down, you're gonna see the order status updates, some cool banners that represent, you know, better branding and more reasoning for their customers to come back and to do any kind of action, to consume some more content. And as you can see, once again, the box with the items in the order. Scroll a little bit down, some more banners with call to action buttons like send a gift, code the brand, and contact them via email address. And at the bottom, once again, the upsells and the cross-sell functionality. Now, before we move forward with the Klaviyo and Omnisend integrations, guys, let's have a look into some recent results that our clients are getting from using the Rush tracking page, your tracking page, along with some shipping notification flows in Klaviyo and Omnisend. What you see on my screen, guys, is what exactly you can expect to get from Rush as results at the end of the month, and a shy of 17x return on investment for a specific client. And as you can see, the flows at the right hand top corner, the order shipped one, the order delivered, the order out for delivery are just making money day in, day out. $2,846, $2,048, $1,500 USD for the order out for delivery flow. But the most interesting part is where the KPIs are gonna kick in on the tracking page. As you can see, CTR to the website, meaning the amount of people who are gonna land upon your tracking page, and they're gonna click through and consume more content or just look up for some more products. The average session duration is 37 seconds. It means 40 seconds almost that your customers are gonna be spending on your tracking page to look up the order information, but once again to interact, further with your brand. More results. This is like insanity, but specific client is getting 65x return on his investment. And the other different KPI that we need to speak about here is the visit to order conversion rate. This is a different KPI, which is technically from the amount of people who are gonna click through and they're gonna interact and look up more complementary products. 14.58% of them are gonna place another order with your store, and technically they're gonna convert into more bottom line revenue. Hope you guys are getting excited. I just want to take a minute and speak about the Shopify order status page, also known as the order confirmation page. The configuration is pretty much straightforward, but let's look at exactly the outcome that you're gonna receive once you start applying some features and settings. Now, going inside of the settings, I can pretty much enable all the default functionality that is coming up from Shopify. So it's gonna look something like that. It will have the default map coming up from Shopify, along with the button to get some updates with the shop app, along with hyperlink going back to the original carriers page instead of your tracking page. But you have the option to hide and override some sections, like in the case you can hide the map, you can completely hide the track order with shop app, you can override the tracking link going technically by default to the original carriers tracking page. In this case, it might be on Express, DHL, USPS, you name it. So don't build somebody else's brand, don't send people to third-party websites, have complete control, send them back to your tracking page. Make sure to provide your customers with the most recent order status updates, and naturally your customers are gonna go back to your tracking page, look up the order status, and look up the upsells and cross-sells and spend more money. Easy as that. And assuming that you've hidden and overwritten some links, you might be able to get an outcome like that, like a box at the top with track your order live and a button going back to your tracking page, plus some more updates from fulfillment to delivered, and technically that tracking number, it's completely overwritten and sending people back to your tracking page, not to USPS, DHL and all the other carriers. Now let's speak about notifications, email, SMS, push notifications. Let's first have a look inside of our smart email notification system, which is available for probably people who are getting started. Simply go and click activate, click configure, and you're going to be presented with a bunch of pre-built templates. All you need to do is like either pick one of these or add an email. Select one of these top triggers like new checkpoint, new shipment credit, new status, no updates. I'm gonna run with new status here, and I'm gonna speak about the delivered status, which where the power is coming into play, because Rush is the only software right now that can be sending notifications for not only the main statuses but the main sub-statuses as well, like at the front door, at the mailbox, at the parcel locker, PO box, agent. This is pretty powerful to provide customers with more clarity and transparency, and also to notify them for the right event at the right time. Once you select one of these options, it's up to you to pick one up, scroll down, Pick a template. I'm gonna just click on this one. You can just preview that, get rid of it, select it, and we're gonna unlock the what you see is what you get editor. So pretty much you can start typing your content and your messaging, and once you're ready, click save. And all you need to do is make sure to have that specific flow active, and from that moment moving forward, your customers are gonna get the notifications via email on the fly automatically. Easy as that. The smart email notification system is available on our first paid plan, starting at $9 per month. So if you're a beginner just getting started, make sure to enable the smart email notification system and to be sending these notifications on the fly to your customers and build that satisfactory score on steroids. Now, for all of you guys who are using either Omnisend or Klaviyo, one of the most popular email service providers right now, we are providing deep integration with both softwares, and it is super easy to connect between Rush and Omnisend or Rush and Klaviyo through an API key. Go to your account, pick one up, copy and paste it over here, and send all the triggers and events back to either the Omnisend or to the Klaviyo system. Super easy to be set up. Once you're ready, click save configuration, and bam, that's technically what you need to do in order to make the connection a breeze. Now I'm gonna take a couple of minutes to speak about the Klaviyo and Omnisend integrations. Pretty much they are the same functionality regardless of the UX UI that you're seeing right now. I'm gonna go into the Klaviyo interface, and once you connect Rush with Klaviyo and go to the activity feed, and if you click on the showing feed for and type in Rush, you are gonna see all the triggers at the top, and every single trigger here is gonna carry on additional information on a customer profile level, meaning that on every single new update based upon the shipping information that we're gonna be collecting from the shipping carriers, we're gonna be updating the most relevant information under your customer's profile information, and we can send a bunch of data to Klaviyo, which, by the way, what you see on my screen, these we're calling them dynamic properties, meaning that every single shortcode can be used and applied as a trigger on every single flow, and also used within the copy of the email to show some data dynamically on the fly. So if I go to flows, then click on create a new flow, create from scratch, name it, create the flow, and from here just click on metric, select Rush, the one that you're gonna be using. I'm gonna just go with Rush new checkpoint in this demo example. Then I'm gonna click trigger filters. I'm gonna add a trigger filter, and from here all the properties that we've just spoken about are completely available to be set up as a trigger for that specific flow. Usually I'm gonna go with status, and it might be shipment underscore status, and you might see the delivered, exception, in transit, output, delivery pending, all the statuses that Klaviyo is gonna be collecting from your store, and they're gonna be adding on top every once in a while as much data as you're gonna be processing from the Rush system. On the other hand, you might go with substatus, select it, and it's gonna show a new set of triggers: delivered at agent, delivered at front door. Once again, as much data as we're gonna be collecting from your store, we're gonna be sending back to Klaviyo, and at some point you're gonna have enough resources to start using the system a little bit more sophisticated. But this is not gonna limit you at all, because if you go to the knowledge base and scroll down on that specific article, you're gonna find a bunch of information which is completely related to the top triggers that we're gonna be sending to Klaviyo, along with all the statuses and substatuses that you can use in advance by simply copy and pasting the specific substatus. I'm gonna take this one as an example, go back to Klaviyo, and I'm gonna just drop it in. This way you're ready to go to initiate a trigger, which is gonna initiate a notification to be pushed from the Klaviyo system. One cool trick that we're also providing, guys, and it's a great feature that nobody else has at the moment, is the ability to go into certain checkpoints and to grab a piece of text and content and use it as a trigger within the Klaviyo flows. So assuming you want to run with departed USPS regional origin facility, I'm gonna just copy and I'm gonna go to Klaviyo, and right here I'm gonna look for last underscore checkpoint description. This is the property, and in Klaviyo you might be using equals, doesn't equal, all these options. I'm gonna go with contains. I'm gonna get rid of this one, and I'm gonna just paste departed USPS regional origin facility. This means that the moment that the Klaviyo system is gonna recognize a trigger which is coming up from that property, let's check point description, it will initiate a notification whether it's going to be email, SMS, it doesn't really matter. Just click save. And when you're ready with the triggers, guys, what you can do are two great options. One is to have an internal notification going to your inbox just to make sure that you can stay on top of certain use cases. For example, possible delays, any issues happening with some shipments, etc. So notify your team and your support desk, but on the other hand, work on the email copy that is going to get pushed out to your customers. And this is exactly what I'm going to speak in the next slide. Now go inside of the email content builder, click edit content. Now what you see here, guys, is just a simple template, but the beauty is going to go behind, once again, the shortcodes, also known as dynamic properties. If you click on preview, before you're gonna make any changes to the copy of the email, you're gonna see a bunch of data that we're sending to Klaviyo, and all these properties are completely available to be implemented within the copy of the email. So if you select, for example, guys, the last mile carrier phone number, I'm gonna just take it and I'm gonna click cancel for the sake of it. I'm gonna just take a block, put it right here, I'm gonna paste the shortcode, let's just center it and let's apply, I don't know, a red cover for that example, and I'm gonna click save. And once I click preview and preview what your customers are gonna see, you can see that right now we're gonna update all the information, and technically even the order confirmation is completely available as a feature within the Rush system, just because we don't need to have your items fulfilled in order to push content in terms of, you know, shipping updates whatsoever. So what you see are the order details, the quantities, the total that has been paid, the delivery address, and the beautiful part is that track your order button, which if I click on it, I'm gonna be brought to the tracking page as a customer, and Rush is gonna visualize the content on the fly dynamically. So I'm gonna simply click on the track your order button, and this is what your customers are gonna see, guys, the exact current shipping status update of their parcel, and they're gonna see also which items are in their order. And as you can see, guys, it's super easy to be set up, but on the other hand, feel free to look up to our support desk. We are here to help you out as much as possible. Also look up to the knowledge base articles, and on the other hand, we are providing the done for you shipping notification templates and flows that are working like a charm right now for thousands of people who are using Rush. So reach out and we're gonna definitely help you out ASAP. I know that the video is taking a little bit longer than expected, guys, and I appreciate your time and your attention, but I wanted to touch base on one more specific use case, and that's the use case of using Rush in combination with popular review applications like Looks, Judge Me, Stamped, Okendo, Yotpo, Unip, Reviews.io in order to push review request emails according to actual delivery dates. This is pretty handy if you want to follow up with your customers, let's say 10 days later after parcel has been delivered, and ask them to come back and leave their honest opinion. This way you're gonna maximize the customer happiness, and you're gonna probably make more sales out of the process. Another great feature is the custom personal data analytics report, which we can build for you guys, and I'm gonna show you in a second what that report is gonna look like once you upgrade to an advanced plan. And this is typically super handy for merchants who are doing 5,000 plus shipments per month, to have a good understanding about what's happening behind the scenes with the supply chain, with the warehouse, so that you can address your issues and concerns with your warehouse as soon as possible, and make sure that you can communicate better with your customers. It will look something like that, guys, with the shipment delivery dates at the top, like a full breakdown from order fulfillment to order unboxing. And you can see all the different KPIs calculated in days, but technically we're gonna calculate them in hours on the back of the software. We're gonna have a breakdown by carrier name, USPS, DHL, e-com, FedEx, USPS. In this case, you will see the total percentage of certain carriers being used. If I scroll a little bit down, another breakdown by shipment status, and a breakdown by carrier name, which is gonna calculate the minimum, average, and maximum days to deliver, along with the number of shipments per specific carrier. You can break down by country, you can also break down by country and carrier name, etc. And one of the most powerful features is gonna be a custom reports that is gonna be updated on the fly every single day dynamically, which is gonna showcase, for example, shipments in pending for more than X amount of days, whether it's gonna be 1 day or 100 days. You're gonna have a good understanding about what's happening behind the curtains, and what issues might be on the rise, so that you can address them better. Going down, you can see shipments in pickup ready, some different, weird cases that are going to be coming up on top in the Q4 season. And another handy feature will be, for example, shipments in transit for more than 10 days, 15 days. These are the possible delays that will be happening again in the Q4 season, and you can have a good understanding about which orders are facing these challenges, so that once again you can communicate better with your customers and resolve any potential issues and problems ASAP. So doing like a quick recap, real-time reports, analysis, delivery performance, time taken to arrive, issues that came up, etc. We're not gonna use third-party tools. Everything that you see is completely made from scratch and it's updated dynamically on the fly. Last but not least, let's speak about what kind of carriers do we support at the moment. A huge amount of them currently available within the Rush system, so no matter how or where you deliver your products, every customer will receive the same level of detail about their order. Whether it's gonna be FedEx, DHL, USPS, China Post, Canada Post, Unexpress, ePacket and many more, we'll be here to support you guys along the way. And going to the end of the demo, guys, we're gonna do like a breakdown of the most important benefits that are coming with Rush once you install the application. And if you once again need some help with the setup, feel free to reach out to our support desk. So what we guarantee is gonna happen once you jump on board with Rush, you're gonna see an increase in the customer satisfaction. You're gonna see a huge amount of 70+% decrease in the "where is my order" emails going into your inbox. You're gonna save time and money, and you're gonna definitely protect yourself from unnecessary disputes, chargebacks in PayPal, Stripe and all the payment gateways that you guys are using along the way. You're gonna build your brand with every shipment you're gonna be sending out, and last but not least, you're gonna increase the revenue and the repeat purchases. This is the name of the game nowadays moving forward, and if you know how to do it, you have likely the good chance to be in the business for years to come. With that being said, I want to thank you for being with me for more than 40+ minutes, and I'm looking forward to see you on the other side, guys. One thing that we can guarantee is to continue improving the software to serve you in the best shape or form possible. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. It was Kiro from Rush, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.